Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to February 2025. What are you playing? And I am Mike Albertin, and who's playing some games with me tonight?
It's Nate playing some games, watching some movies, crying.
I'm John.
You watching the news lately?
Yeah.
Not good.
I'm John, back for a second month in a row.
And I'm your friendly neighborhood Carson, just swinging around and not caring if it's woke or not. So, peace.
Just when you said crying, Nate, that's what I thought of. I've been actively trying to do my best to avoid news.
Yeah,
it's just all depressing.
Yeah, that's why What Are You Watching is the downfall of American society.
I mean, fair? Completely
Dude,
fair.
I brought the popcorn. You want some?
It is a fair... Yeah, that's the way it's been. All right. So I always like to start this off with my little bit of Snap. So, as always, I'm still playing Marvel Snap. I play it every month. I mean, every day. I'm pretty much... I have to at this point. I'm too far invested in. But I'm actually renewed. Like, last month, I was kind of down on it. It's improved this month. In my opinion, it's gotten better. They've added some new... We're in a current new season with the Sam Wilson Captain America for, no reason at all. And I like it. Besides him that they added, which is kind of nice, because in 2 months, we are getting just where I want every single new card. So I'm like, it's good. I can save all my resources and not spend real money on the game. So that's nice. But no, game's going well. They made some changes. They added some... They're adding a new event here that starts tomorrow, time that we're recording this. Not when the time you hear it. But yeah, game's still fun. I still recommend Marvel Snap. I don't recommend that you spend money on it, but they are doing things to make the game better for new players. They made things faster to get old cards, to get caught up. Like, they really are making good changes. So if you never played it, it's not a bad time to jump in. I still play it every day. Still recommend it. You guys don't play Marvel Snap, right? None of you?
No. I played at it, poked at it a little bit, but it didn't catch me.
I played it for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then I haven't touched it ever since, right after it came out.
That's fair. I can't say the same thing. I didn't buy it, or not buy it, but I didn't start it the same season that it released. I waited a bit, or I waited till the following month, and then I got started in the second season, and I've been playing it every day since, and bought every season pass since for $10. So, still a good game. Yeah. So, and then the only other game to get rid of my 2 mobile games is I'm still playing Doomsday Survivor. I don't know what it is, but I go in every day and do shit in my town, mess around, and I like it. But yeah, it's just one of those strange little games that just entertains me enough that I play it a couple times throughout the day, and sometimes I'm play more than others, and it takes 20 days to research something now because I'm near the end game, and they want my money. Well, they haven't got $1, nor will they. Those are my 2 mobile games. Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's a mobile. I was about to ask, is that a phone game, or are you playing
It's a phone game, yeah.
Okay.
It's essentially just, wouldn't you say, it has gotcha elements, but it's essentially you have a little town that you build, you do the old mobile stuff where you start building something that's going to take 3 hours, you can pay to speed it up, that kind of garbage. And you also send out troops, and there's a little campaign to it. There's stuff to the game, and I don't know, it's just something that somehow it grabbed me, and I just keep playing it. I don't really have an explanation.
That sounds exactly like a game that I've been playing called Whiteout Survival, which is literally the exact same thing you just talked about.
Is it with zombies?
It does not have zombies, but it has a town you build. Takes hours. You can do a campaign. You can fight. You have exploration. You can go out and fight. And I think actually it might have zombies, kind of. I'm not sure.
Some of that stuff is just fun.
Yeah, and my boss has been playing another game that is exactly like the one I've been playing, but it is a completely different name. So I think they're the same game, just different names and different skins.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's just a very common thing with mobile games. I didn't download it. My son did because of the pretty girls on the cover, because it's one of those games that try to get you. And then I was like, well, I'll just play a little bit for him since he likes this game. And I only see him twice a week. And then I started playing it every day myself. Now it's just my game. I'm like, this is fun. He'll go in, he'll do some of the campaign stuff I don't care about, but I'm like, this game is amusing me. Yeah, that's all. And then any other games you want to mention, John? For your first round?
Mobile games or in general?
Anything. Just if you want to mention a game, then we'll switch to the next person.
Oh, well, since the last time I was on, I will knock all 3 of these out in one swath. I played the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Played through all those in the campaigns were short, but Modern Warfare 3, do not touch it with a 10-foot pole. That game is terrible. the campaign. I am very rarely down on a Call of Duty game. That one, like, I put it at a 1 star on my rating system. I kind of hate that game. It's bad. And then I played Black Ops 6, which is probably the best Call of Duty they have ever made. That game is fantastic. It is every 90s movie action trope you can think of. There is a level in there that is one of my favorite levels I've played in a game in a while. It is BioShock meets Control, and I was not expecting it. It's incredible. And then Black Ops Cold War, which I wish I had played Cold War before I played Black Ops 6, because that's how the story goes. But Cold War is also very good. The ending's a bit of a disappointment for what they had set up through the game, but I will say the Black Ops games and how they've been doing their stories, they're doing some really solid stories for Call of Duty. I quite enjoyed what they have done.
They're fun games. I haven't played them in a while, but I used to always enjoy the campaigns.
Yeah, if you have Game Pass, I really recommend Black Ops. That's why I played it and Modern Warfare 3, and then I had Cold War on PSN. So, but yeah, Black Ops 6 especially is just a stellar game.
I really liked Cold War when I played that last year I had it free through PSN, and that was a lot of fun. I want to check out 6, but
I don't think I ever played Cold War, but I haven't done the story of 6, but I played the multiplayer a lot. I played a lot of multiplayer of 3, to be honest.
Yeah, I recommend the campaign for Black Ops 6. It is super solid, and probably, like, of the 3, I think it took me about 10 hours. It's fairly long.
Not bad. That's just enough time for me for those type of things. Like, I don't want a lot in my game.
Yeah, also has some has one of my I cannot think of the guy's name, but he's an actor that I really like, and he plays a really goofy character in this game. He was on Castle, and I can't remember his name.
Nathan Fillion?
Not Nathan Fillion. He was one of the. So it's Nathan Fillion, and then there's the woman who I cannot. I haven't watched Castle in a long time, but he's one of the other. He's not the black detective. He's the other one. I cannot think of his name.
Okay.
But yeah,
he's
in the game.
Castle.
He was. I really enjoyed his character. I think he was Russian, and he had like a really goofy Russian accent.
I've seen a handful of episodes of Castle. It's pretty good.
Someday. I always say that.
Yes.
I say that a lot. All right. Nate, what are some games you've been playing?
all right. Let me tell you all a story about how...
Life got turned upside down.
Turned upside down.
Yeah.
You got there before I did.
But way less interesting. I've been playing Yeast 10.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, Yeast. I don't know how to pronounce it. I called it Weiss until I watched a YouTube video and I said, oh my god, I'm so stupid.
Yeah, I think it's East.
Yeah, Yeast. Anyway, that's a really good game. I've not finished it, but I'm like 20-something hours in and I am having a blast. Just good standard JRPG stuff, you know?
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, and there's ship combat too, like Assassin's Creed.
Oh
And
god.
you get to, but like less, but more arcadey. It's not like, as intense. So that's been fun. And then I got the platinum. I got 2 platinums recently in some video games. As you guys probably know, I like to 100% stuff. And I got the platinum in Modern Warfare 2019. That was a lot of fun.
Was that hard to get the platinum?
No, not really. The campaign is pretty short, and I played on the realism difficulty, so it's just veteran without the HUD. And there's only a couple spots I got stuck in. So
I'm trying to remember where the bad, because I also had the platinum for that. And I'm trying to remember where the bad parts. I remember there being a couple of parts in that campaign where I'm like, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this.
yeah, there was a self-inflicted one on the final mission because I was going for the Warheads on Foreheads trophy on the hardest difficulty.
God, why would you do that?
Yeah, well, because
Why?
I was like, just because religious trauma, and it all goes back to just hating oneself, I was like, I'll just do, because I wanted to just do as many of the extracurricular trophies on the hardest difficulty just for like fun. And that, oh my god, I had to restart that mission because I just got stuck in a very bad checkpoint where I was out in the open and the drone was reloading. So like there's like a 60% chance I'll just get shot up and die like within spawning. So I had to restart it and like replay, about 10 minutes of it. But that one was self-inflicted, so I could not be mad at the game for that. That was all your boy being a little bit of a curmudgeon. But I did it, and I felt so good doing it. And then,
That is-
huh?
I was just gonna say that's the. I think the how many CODs do I? I think that's the only platinum I have for a COD game because that one doesn't have any multiplayer trophy. I don't know why they tied the
Yes.
multiplayer trophies to the main game and all
I
the
don't
rest of them
know.
but that one.
I don't know why
the only-
either.
The only platinum I have is in Final Fantasy 14. If you can, well, yeah.
That's
I do.
that's impressive. Like
Might
honestly.
But
be- might be a-
it's not really that bad. Yeah, it's not really that impressive. Really, it's just all these years of playing Final Fantasy. I've just there's not many, and they don't go up to like the current content. I don't think. But it was fairly easy just playing as I usually play over the years.
Yeah, if you started like I think the fates would probably be the hardest because doing like 3,000 fates or the collection like
That's
those
not.
are
I don't think. I think there's a difference between the achievements in game and the trophies in the PlayStation 4 or 5 version.
I have the trophy list here. It's like do 8,000 collectibles, do 3,000
Oh, God.
fates.
I know it's not as bad as it sounds.
It's not like I have been playing that game for a smidge over 2 years and let's say a year and a half on PlayStation before I switched to PC. I have 180 fates and 463 collectibles logged on PlayStation of 8,000.
Yeah, I think I played most all the time on PC. But if you log into your account on the PlayStation and you do whatever it is, it'll populate your trophies for you.
Yeah.
That's very impressive still. Like I'll grind in a game, but like that's too much.
So Nate, you didn't pick up Vampire Survivors yet to get that platinum?
No, because instead what I did, instead of playing East 10 and preparing myself, like clearing my JRPG slate for Expedition 33 in April, I went and downloaded Borderlands 3 and played that instead and got the platinum in that.
I haven't played much of that. I've only gotten to the first town, I think, and then I dropped it. I don't know why.
Is that the game that Game Informer fucked Randy with, or was that a different game? I can't remember.
No, that was the game. I don't even remember what they did.
I love that joke.
But yeah, I do remember that. Randy Pitchford, I wish would just leave.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised they showed his face on State of Play.
I mean, technically, he hasn't done anything heinous. I know he left that hard drive at the medieval times, but I think that was just, it had a bunch of, consensual porn on it.
Wasn't it a work hard drive?
It was a work hard drive, so you'd think something would have happened, but I mean...
I guess when you own the company, when you're the CEO...
I was going to say, he's like the CEO, he's the big boss, so, I think that he was more embarrassed he was caught at medieval times. Yeah, I went through. Borderlands is a very guilty pleasure game for me. I think Borderlands 2 has some of the best writing in a first-person shooter, and there's a lot of story stuff in that game that I love. And then Borderlands 3 has really good gameplay, some of the worst writing for characters I've ever heard. So I'm very hopeful for Borderlands 4, but that release date, I was like, ooh, I should go back and I should wrap up the trophies I need for the platinum in that.
As long as you had fun, you already own it, I assume.
I think it was me finding that guy hanging upside down in his underwear that I think turned me off.
Oh yeah, Vaughn. Yeah, that guy sucks.
Oh wait, Vaughn as in Vaughn?
No, not Vaughn. Yeah, not Vaughn, because he's from Tales of the Borderlands, right?
I don't know.
Yes.
I think they're the same person.
Yeah. No, that's Reese. Reese is from Tales of the Borderlands. Are they
Vaughn
both?
Is also, Vaughn is Reese's friend. Tales from the Borderlands is one of my all-time favorite video games ever. That game is a masterpiece.
Which
so
one?
The Telltale Tales from the
Borderlands.
It's that is possibly the best Telltale game they have ever made.
It has the best shootout.
It's pretty good.
The finger gun shootout is top tier.
That's the type of writing that I wanted Borderlands 3 to have, and it misses so hard. Yeah,
that game is written like incredibly well. Tales from the Borderlands is written incredibly well.
Okay. And Carson, what are some games you've been playing?
Okay, since the State of Play last week or so, I've started back up playing the Onimusha 1 remaster on PS5, 4, 5. So I can't wait for Onimusha, the new game, and the Onimusha 2 remaster. I can't wait for those. So I wanted
can't
to get back in
believe-
the groove.
I can't believe either of those things are happening, but I'm happy for both.
Yeah, and the new one, the guy they got, the dead guy they got is Toshiro Mifune as Miyamoto Musashi.
I'm very excited for a new Onimusha because those are really good games.
Yeah,
I
I'm
played.
Sorry, go
Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say I played the remaster of Onimusha 1 last month.
Good game.
It is pretty good. I believe I dabbled in 3 as a teenager. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first one.
1 through 3 are all very good, and so is Tactics. I haven't played 4 yet, but I am in a few months.
I liked 4, but not many people do, so just a little warning there.
Oh, that's right. My taste and other people's tastes aren't that close together.
But yeah, I'm gonna probably go through everything until the new Onimusha comes out, and gonna start for one of y'all's podcasts, Secret of Evermore soon. So I'm gonna fire that back up again. But as for what I'm still currently playing, I'm still playing. I fired back up a Stellar Blade on the PS5. It's fun. They added Nier stuff, and I think they're gonna add some Nikkei Goddess of Victory stuff soon, like that mobile game.
Yeah, that was announced at the State of Play, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I have someone who has been badgering me for months to play that game, and I need to do it to shut him up.
Does his name start with an E?
Yes, it does. Yes, he's been badgering me to play that game since he played it because he loves it. Every time I beat a game or something, he's like, "Okay, now you can play Celebrate." I'm like, eventually, maybe, probably when it comes to PC.
You should wait. You should probably wait, but it's.
I mean, I have it. I already have it on PS5.
Oh, then
Yeah. And also, I've been playing. What is it? This new indie game I found called Yars Rising. Have you heard of it?
Why does
I
that
have
sound
not.
familiar?
It does sound familiar though.
It's a Metroidvania based on Yars Revenge, that old Atari game.
Wow. Okay.
You play as this girl hacker going through a big corporation trying to steal stuff off their server, and every time you gotta hack something, you play a little mini game of Yars Revenge. Or a little part of it, like you'll have to fire something to hit the big bad guy in the middle, or you'll have to nibble away at its barrier to fire at it, or a bunch of other different permutations of it. But in reality, you're a girl hacker trying to sneak around this giant corporation, and there's guards, there's security robots and stuff like that. But there are some terminals you hack that give you the powers, the Yars Revenge. You can shoot bolts from your hand, and you can spray a thing that eats away at barriers. Yeah, it's done by Way Forward, and it's really good.
Looks interesting.
Yeah, if you could bring it up to look at it, and
yeah, I'm watching a YouTube video of it right now. So.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
good. The music's good. The music, the visuals are good. The only thing I think your mileage may vary is the speech. It's very Gen Alpha almost, or Gen Z almost. So like a lot of new slang and stuff you might be cringy about, but it's not bothering me.
I don't
I
mind
played
that.
Life is Strange. I'll probably.
Life is Strange is good.
Life is Strange is. I love that series. That series is great.
Same. I'm a big fan of that series. I actually just bought the newest one.
I have not played. I need to play the newest one. I still have not got around to that. I've heard mixed things, but I still bought it, and I need to play it because it's Life is Strange.
I need to cover Before the Storm someday on this podcast. I did the first one a long time ago.
I'm going to go through Before the Storm and the first season before I play Double Exposure.
That makes sense. I bought 2 on Steam. I have True Colors on PS4, but I've never. They're on my list to someday do on the show again. I did the first one. I loved it. I played Before the Storm too, and I loved it too.
As someone who has played all of the Life is Strange except for Double Exposure, True Colors I think is the best one.
Okay.
I've only played True Colors, and that was really good. Sorry.
A lot of people disagree with me on that one, but they went they went away from like teenage characters to like, mid 20 somethings.
Yeah.
So it's a lot less cringy at times, and it feels like way more like real world issues they're dealing with. And I really like True Colors. It's really good.
I do want to play more of them. I don't know why I haven't gotten around to it or put them on the podcast. I don't have a good answer for that. Just haven't yet. But too many games. Too many.
Yeah. I also took a peek at the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. It's pretty good. For a first start, I've only gotten past the introduction. It looks neat. And what else? Looking around my thing. Oh yeah, did I talk about Blade Chimera last month or month before?
I have no memory. I don't remember what I publish and make so much stuff. I don't know what this.
Well, it's another Metroidvania done by the people who did the Record of Lodoss War one and the Luna Knight, and you're basically I guess you're a mercenary going around a city. You have missions, I think. I haven't gotten very far, but you get a sword demon goddess, whatever, as a partner that you can swing and make platforms and control bad guys. I don't remember how it all goes, but it's pretty cool. So.
Okay.
I think that about wraps it up.
Okay. One other game I'm going to mention.
Oh yeah. I played a couple rounds with Mai Shiranui in Street Fighter 6 from Fatal Fury.
Oh yeah, they added. Oh, I forgot they added Mai. I need to play more of those games.
Yeah. Just to repeat myself again, it was really good.
Okay.
She was really good. I still got my ass kicked by a bunch of people who knew what they're doing. So
it's online game. I mean, it's online fighting games. That's just what they are. Can't expect any. I've only ever been good at one in my life, and that was Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate. That was the only time I've ever been good at a fighter. Neither here nor there.
Yeah, so that's it for me.
Okay, I'm going to mention one other game that I've been kind of playing off and on. Vampire Survivors. Still play it. I did it for an episode that you haven't heard yet. That's coming, but I still freaking love Vampire Survivors. It's one of those games that when I get caught up on the schedule that I don't know what to do with myself, I play Vampire Survivors for a day or two until I reset and I start doing other stuff. And that game never gets old. I just have achievements and I'm like, I should get to these someday. And then I just start trying to knock them out. Such a good game. So good. If you haven't played Vampire Survivors, you should. Yeah, that's all I have. Nate, do you have any other games to mention?
No, I don't think so. I did not pick up Hoodie Survivor, so...
Why not? But you can play it for free on Steam.
I could, but I also don't want to. Yeah, hey, you got it.
Awful.
Yeah, no, Oh, yes, oh, my God. She's going to listen to this, and she's going to be like, how dare you not mention that me and my wife have been playing the Turtles Cowabunga collection together. And that has been so fun. And I was showing her Turtles in Time. I was like, I grew up with this one, hon. Like, this one is the best one. And then we got to this level called Bury My Shell at Wounded Knee. And the look on her face when she read it, I was like, it was the 90s. I was like, we didn't know what we were doing.
Bury My Shell at Wounded Knee.
But, man, those games are so much fun. Except for the fighting ones, which I'm not awful at.
Tournament Fighters is...
The Tournament Fighters, yeah.
I can't defend them.
Mostly, the most things I like about the Tournament Fighters is the aesthetic, like the stages, the backgrounds, the music, and the voices of the attacks. Dragon Breath. Like Raphael would spit hot fire at people.
I mean, there are cool-ish things to Tournament Fighters. I have beaten the SNES one before.
Best one. It's the best one, hands down.
Nintendo it's just a port, but a very bad port. But it's Nintendo, so whatever. But it's cool they exist.
The Super NES is the best one. The Sega Genesis.
Oh, there's Genesis too, isn't there?
Yeah, the Genesis is worse.
Oh, that's because apparently sometimes Nintendo does what Sega don't. So hey, that was terrible.
Yeah, and I'm excited to play the Hyperstone Heist. We didn't have a Genesis growing up. We just had a Super Nintendo, so I've only experienced. Really, Turtles in Time was the only one I ever played on the Super
That is
Nintendo.
A very good game.
It is so good and so hard as well. We played the first arcade game, and I was like, oh yeah, they wanted you to spend money on this. Like that's
Uh-huh.
why like you get hit once and your life bar just like depletes immediately. I was like, oh
Yeah,
man,
give me your quarters, nom nom nom.
yeah. But they're
But that-
fun. They're fun games. Like, kind of makes me want to go back and re-download Shredder's Revenge. You know, we played through that once. Had a
Oh, yeah.
blast. So yeah.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of bonus characters and modes. I think they just added. They added recently.
Yeah, they did add up some stuff, but that's good that you got to play games with your wife. I don't do that because I just don't. My wife's not a big gamer, and I'm like, I might get angrier than I should. So I'm just like, no, let's not do that.
I won't.
You can turn off friendly fire.
It's just
Well,
general.
I don't. We used to play Smash Brothers when. I almost said when we were younger. Like, I guess pre-kids, when we were in our 20s, we would play Smash Brothers, and she would just spam the Pikachu down B and just thunder shock me.
Thunder, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, we
Don't
have not
wanna
played
play.
Smash Brothers in a long time because I'm just like you're too good. She's too good at the game for me.
I think I had a friend. Either it was me or I had a friend who would spam PK Thunder or PK Fire. I forget one from NES.
Yeah,
That was-
PK Fire, PK Thunder.
Yeah.
It's all nice.
They're legitimate attacks. All right, it's a legitimate strategy. I just can't beat it. I said that's it.
Yeah,
We're kinda-
It was fun when I discovered fan infinite in some Smash Brothers. With the fan, you can just spam and get people caught in infinite. It's just the fan item.
Well, I hope she doesn't discover that.
Oh, I'm gonna
It's
email
pretty
her
good.
as
She
soon as we're
picks
done.
on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna email her as soon as we're done.
Before we were dating, I invited her over to play Injustice when Injustice came out, and she wiped the floor with me. She is secretly so good at fighting games. I'm like, and she goes, "I've never done this before," and I go, "I don't believe you. Like, I think you're tricking me, man. You're a pool shark, but with 2D fighting games." We're looking forward to, at least I am, playing through Split Fiction together. We really enjoyed It Takes Two, so that's a fun one.
I need to
Like-
play that with my wife.
You
Yeah,
absolutely should. Everyone should play it. It's
Have
Oh,
you
what if
played
you don't have
A
a
Way
wife?
Out?
What if you don't have a wife?
Find
get
a friend.
Yeah, find a
If you
friend.
don't have friends.
Like It Takes Two is so much fun.
Yeah, but what if you don't have friends?
Kidnap somebody.
Get a stranger. Turn them into a friend, and say, "Let's play this game about divorced parents."
I don't know. That sounds highly illegal.
Oh. I think John had asked if we had played A Way Out. No. Is that
Yes, A Way Out is. I don't know if I would say it's better than It Takes Two, but I think I like it better. Both me and Commander Lionheart, we played them both, and I think we were both in agreement that we like A Way Out more. But it is also like you're two guys who escape prison and then go on the run, and not like a married couple. And we had a blast with just the stupid stuff we did in A Way Out.
I tried to play it, but I couldn't get it to work for me and my friend because
Really?
Origin sucks.
Oh yeah, we played it on PS5 because we both wanted the platinum.
You know, there's no I'm not even surprised.
Oh, we have the platinum for both of the games because that's half the reason we played them together. Was like, okay, we can get the platinums, and neither one of us will gripe when we pause to look up the trophy guide because the other one will be looking at the trophy guide too.
Right. And John, do you have any other games to mention?
Yeah, I got a couple more. So just a quick 14 update. Have been playing it a little bit more than I had last month. Not a whole lot, but I have started down the Dawn Trail Extremes route. I have cleared Valley Gamanda and Everkeep. Everkeep is a nightmare. I still don't know how I made it through it, but I had cleared it, I think, 3 times with my group, and it's a psycho.
Is that the one
Boss.
with the slime boss at the first? That I think I
Everkeep is
second to last.
It's the second to last trial, I believe. It's up on top. It's the one with the Doom music. I always say it's literally the soundtrack is straight out of Doom. I love it. But, and then I also cleared the current Unreal, which was not hard. That one's kind of a cakewalk. I don't know why.
I've never finished an Unreal on any of the times putting out.
The current Unreal is super easy. It is one of the 4 lords. Yeah, it's
Byakko right now, right?
yes, yeah. It's a super easy fight. Like I had zero problem. We cleared it every time we went into it. It's the last Unreal was Was it the Pope? Was it the last Unreal, or was it the one before that?
I think,
That
yeah,
one-
the Pope was the last Unreal.
Yeah, that one was hard. I never cleared it, but this current one is pretty simple. So if you're looking for like a sort of extreme experience, the current Unreal is kind of a cakewalk. We're starting Fiend tomorrow night, which I have already gotten to the first in Rage in that, so I've never cleared it. It's insanely hard for an extreme, but I'm excited to get my clear, and maybe I can get the mount. I want the mount so bad, and they've never dropped in any of my clears for any of the EXs so far, which is annoying. And then after 14, I played the new Sniper Elite Resistance.
Oh.
Solid game. Would not recommend it at full price. I got it on Game Pass. Played on Game Pass. I enjoyed it on Game Pass. I would have been kind of mad at it if I'd have paid the full $60. But through Game Pass, it was a fun time. It's a little buggy. I had some times where like you're trying to crouch walk upstairs, and the dude would get stuck at the top of the stairs, which was really annoying when you're trying to get away from someone before they see you. But it's fine. If you have Game Pass, I'd recommend it. If you like those games, I'd recommend it. And then my last two games are the two that I really want to talk about because I finished them day before yesterday and yesterday, which is the Deliver Us the Moon and Deliver Us Mars. Both of those games are excellent.
You mentioned them, that I was going to wish list them, then I forgot about it, so I'm glad you brought it up again.
Yes, those games are it's one of those things where like you
I own both of them, by the way, John.
Ooh, you do.
I have no idea how or why. I mean, I know how. They came in a bundle. But I do own them.
Nice. Highly recommend. Deliver Us the Moon is really good. Deliver Us Mars is absolutely story-wise. I got to fight with both of them.
What are they about? What's the story? I've seen them everywhere on Steam and whatnot. I've never.
So the story for you need to play Deliver Us the Moon first, because then Deliver Us Mars takes place 10 years after Deliver Us the Moon with a lot of the same characters. But Deliver Us the Moon is in the 2030s. Earth started going through a energy crisis. So yeah. So humanity started to look towards the moon, and this is a real thing. It's called a helium-3. It is a energy source that is as powerful as like nuclear power with none of the radiation. And so they went to the moon. They built this. They call it it's the MTD. It's a like energy transfer. They built like a base on the moon, and they transferred energy back to Earth. And they did that for like 20 years until I think it was 2054. There was a blackout. The entire moon base went dark. The MTD shut off. Earth entered another power crisis, and everyone who was on the moon just vanished. No one knew what happened to them. They were just gone. And so 5 years after that, the WSA, the World Space Association, the remaining like 5 members managed to get a rocket together, and they sent one dude, which is the guy you play as, send him to space to find out what happened and get the MTD back online. So it is you basically going through the abandoned moon base, trying to piece together what happened. It's a walking sim puzzle is the gameplay. There's no shooting, no combat, none of that.
Okay.
It's you basically piecing together what happened 5 years before and trying to reconnect the MTD. And that's kind of the story. The story is you never see an actual face of a person in that game. It's all told by like video logs and radio stuff. And then Deliver Us Mars is set 10 years after that with that one's more spoiler. I won't talk much about it, but it is, you're trying to figure out what happened to the people who were on the moon, and it involves Mars.
Are there whalers on the moon? Do they carry harpoons?
No, there is a possible sandworm. One of the trophies is like if you look out into the distance, you see like a giant sand cloud, and you hear like a sandworm roar from Dune. I don't know why they put that in there, but it's kind of funny.
Because they probably like Dune, I'm guessing.
They probably like Dune, and there might actually be a reference to The Room in that game too.
Okay, I'm happy to find out. I own them.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, they're like 6 to 10. I think Deliver Us the Moon took me like about 6 hours to platinum. Fast platinum. Deliver Us Mars is about 10 hours.
Okay. I won't be going for a platinum.
And supposedly they're working on it. The demo is out for backers. Deliver Us Home is supposed to be out next, which is the next game set 200 something years after Deliver Us Mars.
Oh, cool. I wish list that one. So.
Yeah, I cannot wait to get my hands on that game. They became a studio that went from like I knew almost nothing. The only reason I played these games is after I finished Sniper Elite Resistance, I was like, well, I know what I want to play Final Fantasy 16. I really want to play that, but Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out, and as soon as that's out, I will be playing that. So I don't want to start a big long game. So I went through my backlog list that I have, and I said, oh, there's Deliver the Moon and Delivers Mars. I have the hour count. I was like, perfect, those will work. That's what I want to play. So that's the only reason I played them, was just they were on my list. And I'm so happy I did because they are great.
Okay, no, you made me happy because this is like right up my alley of what I like. So I'll have to check them out.
Mm-hmm. Delivers the Moon it's got some of the controls are a little wonky at times, but other than that,
I'll
it's
survive.
really so. I mean, it's a Kickstarter game with I don't know how many people actually worked on the game, but it's really good for what they have to work with.
Okay. And I guess I think that's all the games that we had mentioned. So we will go to movies and TV. So, yeah, and I'll start us off with movies. Let me see. I know I have a couple things to mention, I think, if I can open tabs. Actually, I have no movies to mention. So I will pass myself. Nate, do you have any movies you want to bring up?
You haven't been watching movies, or you just want to discuss any of them?
I haven't watched any movies. I've been watching shows and YouTube.
Oh, okay. Oh, and I haven't been watching movies then. I've just been watching shows.
Okay. We'll just go through movies quick. Then we'll get back. Then we'll get back to shows. John, do you have any movies?
Yeah, I actually have two that I will talk. Well, I will mention a couple. I watched the entire Cornetto trilogy. Those movies are all fantastic. I think The World's End is my favorite of all three of them. But the one I saw in theaters and one I watched yesterday, and I saw last Monday. I saw Companion. That movie is awesome. Do not watch the trailer. If you've not seen the trailer, do not watch the trailer. For some reason, they spoil a big thing in the trailer that annoyed the crap out of me. That's just a good movie with I think it has 5 actors in it maybe, and it's set in one area. I mean, it's a really small budget movie that is absolutely fantastic. Love that movie. And then the other one I watched yesterday because I was bored and I saw it was on Amazon for $10. I watched Kraven the Hunter. I kind of enjoyed that movie more than I thought I was going to. I don't think it deserves a lot of the hate that it got, but I don't think it deserves all of it because there is some action. There's some really good action scenes in that movie. I think that is your selling point for that movie to go watch it. It's like there's some solid action when they don't use the green screen or the CG, which is admittedly kind of rare. There's a car chase in that movie that is like some of the best stunt work I've seen in them. I don't know how they did it, but it's really good. And no notes on Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven. I'm perfectly fine if they want to bring him back as Kraven in a better movie because I think he did a really good job. He's becoming one of my favorite actors. I did not hate Kraven the Hunter. Thought I was going to.
I'm curious about it.
It's like $10 to rent it on Amazon. That's what I did.
I'm not that curious about it, but
I was. Now I need to go watch Madam Web because that is also another I need to know and I have not seen.
I need to see Madam Web because Joe and Ken both have talked about it. Like it's just one of those things that when I watch it, it will be to cover it, and I have more important things on my list. But yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah. I need to watch the new Venom too. I'm gonna probably try to knock both of those out in one night.
Yeah, I need to watch those. Yeah, I need to watch those new Venoms because I watched the first one and I really liked it.
The second one's okay. It's not as good as the first one by any means, but it's fine. I saw it in theaters.
Okay.
I've also seen Morbius, and there's not a lot of redeeming qualities to that movie.
No, I liked it better when it was the Spider-Man animated show. That Mobius is my Mobius, the best Mobius.
Oh yeah, that's still one of the better Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man's, or not amazing, Spectacular is.
Okay.
It's all about that radioactive spider blood.
Mm-hmm. They keep teasing that they're going to continue that show now that X-Men did so well, and I'm like, yes, please give me. I will watch that.
Yeah. Well, they have to be done with the Friendly Neighborhood,
which I don't remember which one of. It's one of the more recent ones that kind of everybody crapped on, and I found it on. It was free on YouTube. It was streaming on YouTube. I watched the entire first season in one night and thought it was.
Was it the 3D MTV Spider-Man?
No, I've seen that one too. That one's not good. What was the Spider-Man?
Who was in it? Like what other characters?
Neil Patrick Harris was Peter Parker in the MTV 3D one.
Then there's Unlimited Spider-Man. That one I wish had kept going. What was the name of it's a very recent one. It's like within the last I think it's Ultimate Spider.
That's the one with Iron Fist and friends and stuff, probably then, right?
No, that
Probably you're thinking about one of the Disney Marvel that had Cloak and Dagger, that had the Tiger Girl, whatever her name is.
Yes, White Tiger. I know that because she's in Marvel Snap, by the way.
So this is not that. This is a different. I think, or maybe it became that one later. I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, I watched the first season. It was good.
Yeah, that whole series just crossbred with everything like Avengers and other stuff. Not the Mightiest Heroes.
The one I'm thinking of is the one at the slight spoilers for the end of season 1. Everybody in New York gets spider powers.
Oh, I never saw that one.
I cannot. It's on Disney Plus because I keep thinking I'm going to go back and watch the rest of it because I enjoyed what I watched, but I don't remember. I think it's Ultimate Spider is the one that I'm thinking.
Okay.
Well, Ultimate Spider-Man is the one where he goes to that alternate dimension.
No, that is Spider-Man Unlimited.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Carson, do you have any movies that you've been watching?
Nope, no movies.
Okay, I guess we'll just go to TV shows. So we're going to do TV shows, but no anime, because I want to save that for the end, because I know I have a couple. But so a couple TV shows I've been watching, one off and on in the background, because my wife is obsessed with it right now, is Grey's Anatomy. I have seen way more Grey's Anatomy than I ever thought I would in my life. But she loves it, so that's what matters. She's enjoying that show so much, and she's on season 16 so far, and she started in December of last year. So she's been cruising.
Yeah, I've seen clips all over TikTok of Grey's Anatomy.
It's everywhere. She loves that show. One that I was watching that I found on Netflix called The Lost Pirate Kingdom. It's essentially a documentary series. But Nate, you had mentioned a little about Assassin's Creed 4. If you're still in that mood, like it scratches a weird itch. It was actually really good. Way better than it had any right to be.
I'm sorry, what is it called?
It's essentially a documentary, or not even essentially, it is a documentary series talking about like the pirates from Assassin's Creed 4, essentially, because they're all real people, and it's very, very interesting the way it's a dramatization version of that. Actors dress up and kind of like, but it'll keep you interested, and you'll recognize all the names.
Is it
everybody
safe? Is it safe for kids to watch too?
Yeah, I would say yes. You don't see any killings or anything. I mean, they talk about how they rescued slaves and how, stuff like that, but it's nothing, there's no violence if that's what there's nothing at that level of it at all.
It's not like Our Flag Means Death.
Never watched that, so I know of it, but I never watched it. But so yeah, highly recommend that. And then I also got into a weird rabbit hole, or I hadn't finished it yet, but I was watching a 9-hour documentary about Napoleon's battles. Which literally looks like a video game. Like you have an old PC game, you have a map, and they'll show you where the troops moved, and like by little flags and stuff, and they'll talk about it and have pictures and.
Oh, are they using like the Total War, whatever?
No, it's not that one. Unfortunately, it's really interesting.
Yeah, there used to be a series of History Channel documentaries where they would use the Total War set to play battles and how they work.
Oh, it's very good. So those are the two things that I wanted to mention that weren't, or three things that weren't anime. So that's all I got, and we'll come back to me on anime. Nate, do you have any TV shows to mention?
Oh, do I? My wife and I are watching Psych.
Nice.
I have never seen it.
What season are you guys on?
We're currently on 3. So she's seen it all the way through, and I've seen like bits and pieces. That's a pretty good show.
You're in for a treat.
I do like to, anytime a new episode starts and then like a random person walks on the screen, I just go, they did it. It's always fun. And then the guiltiest of guilty pleasures, The Masked Singer came back.
That is a guilty pleasure.
It is. I cannot tell you. I do not like that show, but I can't stop watching that show. Like, I'm just waiting for the day that someone punches Jenny McCarthy in the face. Because she is one of the worst hosts, or one of the worst like panel people, I guess.
You saw the one where the singer was Rudy Giuliani.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Ken walked off. He was like, "I'm not staying here for this." That was great.
Yeah.
I might have been watching the episode. I can't remember. That's familiar.
Yeah, it would always crop up on TikTok and whatnot of either the reveals or songs. But yeah, those costumes, man.
Yeah, some of the costumes are like really cool. I think it was like 2 seasons ago, her and I were talking because like the costumes just were like really bland and boring, and we were like, they must have gotten a new costume designer. Like they're breaking a new one in or something. And then Next Level Chef came back. That is Gordon Ramsay, Naisha Arrington, and Richard Blaze. Cooking competition, so that's fun.
Is that the one with the 3-stage cube cooking place? Yeah, I saw an episode of that. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's I guess we like the cooking shows. It's very easy to watch the cooking shows and be like, "Oh, that steak is overdone," as I shove a Arby's beef and cheddar in my mouth.
As long as you're having fun, what matters?
I don't want an American Iron Chef anymore. I want them to bring back a true dyed-in Japanese Iron Chef show. I want that to come back.
With all the American shows here soon. That's the way we're going.
With all the pomp and circumstance and everything it deserves. Because I miss the true Iron Chef.
I don't think I ever watched Iron Chef.
I do.
You should. Track down the old Japanese ones. They're really good.
That was the one Bobby Flay was on, right?
Yeah, and embarrassed himself because he disrespected Morimoto one time.
And that's why everyone is out to beat him.
Among other things. Yeah. That one thing I was talking about, they at the end of the battle, Bobby Flay stood on his kitchen stand, like put a metal cooking sheet down and stood on it triumphant, and that was extremely disrespectful. But yeah.
Okay.
And then we've also been watching The Floor, which is another fun. That's a game show with Rob Lowe, and it's just trivia. Yeah, it's just trivia. Right. It's fun. Like
yeah, I love that show.
As long as you're enjoying it, that's
they had. Did you watch the last episode, John?
Yes, I believe so.
One of the contestants said he was an actor, and he looked kind of familiar to me. And I told my wife, I said, he's an actor and he looks familiar, but I could not name a damn thing I've ever seen this guy in. And then he was in Clerks. I was like, I've seen that movie. He was the clerk. Yeah, I was like, I've seen this movie.
Oh, Brian O'Halloran? O'Halloran. Yeah, wow, neat.
Yeah.
I was sitting there watching that with my folks, and I was like, I swear to God, I have seen that guy somewhere. He looks so familiar. And he got up there, and just before he said what he was in, I was like, I've seen him on it was the old, I don't know if you guys ever watched it was the comic book show that Kevin Smith and
Comic Book Confidential.
Yes, he was on there, and I was like,
Comic Book Man, yeah.
That was a good show.
Yeah, and I was like, he was on an episode of Comic Book Man, and then I was like, he was in Clerks because everybody on that show was in Clerks at some point.
Pretty much.
Did nobody really did they announce him as being from Clerks, or did they have to guess, or what? Or did he have to say, or like it was? I assume it was a celebrity edition.
No, just he was on there.
There's an Olympic gold medalist that's on there. There's like a few, but it's just like a regular. It's not a special episode or anything. It's just they're on the show.
The one couple I have issue with are the Bachelor people. The couple from The Bachelor.
Then the married couple, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, what are you doing here? Like, get out of here.
Well, and the guy, which I guess this guy makes a lot more sense. The guy who was the however many day champion of Jeopardy.
Oh yeah, Ken Jenner.
Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was a different guy. Yeah,
that show's on Hulu. So, if anybody wants to go watch it, it's new episodes are on Hulu when it's over.
Yeah.
So, what's it called again? The Floor.
The Floor. It's just trivia. It's great.
This is the third season. I've watched the second, and now this one. And I started watching the first season, but they took it off HBO or Hulu for some reason.
Because they have
to. Really?
Can't afford it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Any other shows for you?
Just my yearly rewatch of Arrested Development. I love that show. Seasons 1 through 4 are some of the funniest comedy writing I've ever seen in a show. And I'm always discovering new jokes. My wife and I were watching something, and this is just a bit from Arrested Development, but George Michael has a girlfriend named Anne in that show, and the dad, Michael, is I think he's hiding his girlfriend up in the attic, and his sister's from who, the Nazis? And like I always laughed at that joke because it's just like a really funny joke, you know. And then a couple months ago we were watching something, and I just looked at my wife and said, "Oh, because the Diary of Anne Frank, like that's why, because her name is
Finally
Anne."
clicked.
Yeah, it finally
Oh.
clicked. I was like, I laugh at that joke because it's just like a funny one-liner, like from who, the Nazis, you know, in like 2004 or 3, and yeah, it's just like
A little too accurate now, huh? All right.
yeah, the world is fucked up right now.
Yeah.
We'll leave that in. But yes, the world is fucked up. Anything else for shows, Nate, or I'll go to the next person?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. All right.
Sorry.
And John, what you have any TV shows that aren't anime you want to mention?
Yeah, I got a couple. I've been watching on. It's on Max. It's called The Pit. Highly recommend that show. It is one of the best I like doctor shows, and that is probably one of the most like accurate portrayal of like a hospital doctor show they've ever made. I think it's from the same people who did ER and The West Wing, and it has a lot of the same actors. It's like every episode is an hour in the shift through the day, and it's an addicting show. I binged watched the first 5 episodes, I think, in like a night. It's ongoing, so it's going to be 15 episodes. I think they're on episode 7 now. I think the next one will be 8 next Thursday. It's very, very good. It's one of those shows where you sit down to watch an episode and you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I'm 15 minutes into the episode, and then the full 45 minutes and the episode ends. And you're like, but I've only been watching for 15 minutes. What's happening? It's one of those that just goes by immediately.
What streaming service is it on?
Max.
Okay, I should tell my wife because eventually she'll finish Grey's Anatomy and she'll need something else.
Yeah, it's
Someday.
some of the like I follow like a lot of doctor YouTube channels, and a lot of them are always going on about like how none of these are realistic, and then some of the ones I've watched that have watched episodes of this, they're like, this is almost too realistic. I feel like I'm having PTSD from being in an emergency room hospital. This is like almost too much in the other direction.
Yeah,
But
I recently watched a YouTube video of a therapist going through mouthwashing.
Play that. I need to play that game.
You need to play that for next year at some point, Michael.
Yeah, I will highly recommend The Pit. Like I said, it's ongoing. I think it has another like 6 or 7 episodes, I believe. They come out every Tuesday. They're like 45 minutes to an hour, but when you're watching them, it feels like 10 minutes, which is annoying. And only other thing I watched was, well, I've watched actually a couple things. I randomly found, and I like military war stuff, so you know whoever's into this might find it. I watched a documentary on the Battle of Fallujah, which was really interesting. It's called the War Pigs Block to Block in Fallujah. It's on YouTube. I will recommend that to anyone who likes military stuff. That was really interesting to sit down and watch. And then the only other thing I have been kind of going back through is do you guys know of the Great War podcast on YouTube?
I do not.
The Great War is basically, and I can't remember what year it started. It was 2014. So it was basically every week.
Is it like a daily, weekly update of how the World War I was going? Or
Exactly. Yeah, exactly 100 years ago from when the episode came out. So like 100 years ago, this is what was happening 100 years ago in World War I. And it's called The Great War. It's on YouTube. They went for, I mean, the channel's still going, but they have from 1914 to 1917, they went weekly. And they're like anywhere from 7 to 10 minute episodes, kind of. But it's basically on this week, exactly 100 years ago. This is what happened this week in World War I.
Oh, that's cool.
It is like I watched quite a bit of it years ago, and then I kind of fell off, and so I have been kind of going back through it recently. I will post the actual channel name here. But yeah, I think they're aiming like, you know, in another 20 or so years to do the same thing with World War II. They're kind of gearing up to do the same thing in that time with, you know, YouTube is still around.
I would very much be interested in hearing the week of the Christmas truce.
Yeah.
Soccer.
Yeah. It's more than likely covered. I don't remember what year that was.
I can't remember either. I know exactly when it happened, like what he's talking about, but I can't remember when it is.
I think it was 20. I think it was 1916. Let me go through the.
It was probably probably in the first year of the war, pretty early. I think it happened.
It is.
Yeah, but yeah, I highly recommend that channel. There's a lot. I mean, there's the 52 episodes per year playlist, but they're like most of them are 10 minutes long. But yeah, it was a really cool thing of just them like 100 years ago that on this week is what was going on in whatever battle in World War One, and I really like that kind of stuff.
What did they cover the start of it, the Seminole tragedy and all that beforehand, or did they just go straight to the war?
If I remember right, they covered like the assassination of Franz Ferdinand and
That's
a
what I'm
bunch of
talking
that
about.
stuff.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
whole lead up.
if I remember, like I said, it's been a minute since I went that far back, but I've been kind of here and there watching a random episode. I need to actually get back into just watch the entire thing. But they,
There's a good extra history series about that, and the Christmas truce you should check out.
if you want what's that guy's name? Dan Carlin? Is it Dan Carlin? Yeah, Dan Carlin had a podcast which was Countdown to Armageddon, something that I listened to years ago, and I can't find it now. I want to go through it again, but I have not been able to figure out where that podcast is. But he did a really good podcast of what led to World War One and the stuff after World War One that kind of would have intentionally lead into World War Two. And if you can find that podcast, it is fantastic. I have not been able to find it. It's a Hardcore History Countdown to Armageddon, I believe is the name of that series.
All right, and Carson, do you have anything to mention that isn't anime?
Yes, I have at least 2 or 3, I think. The first one is the Superb Owl, the halftime show. I was watching it when it happened. Yeah, that was the right people are hating it. I assume or feel like so. Yeah, I really liked it, and leave it at that. And the second one is the like a week before that was the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I watched Royal Rumble. It was really good. The women's was really good. The KO versus Cody match was, dude, why, how, no. Yeah, if you saw it, you would know. Like they destroyed each other in that match. Mostly KO got destroyed, but and Jey Uso won the men's battle royale, and it was really good. Any thoughts on it y'all? If you know what I'm talking about.
Only thing I know is like Jey Uso should win everything from now on. He's the best.
So a couple other things is that mostly YouTube wise. Still watching the new Hunter the Parenting came out. I need to watch. It's a spinoff of the 40K text to speech series done by Booba Alphabusa, but it's about the world of darkness, and it's 5 episodes and a bunch of longer podcast things of just craziness happening in England. In the world of darkness, if you know, composing the Vampire the Masquerade, Mage, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's just completely off the wall and insane. That's besides anime. Oh, the group I watch random stuff with, we did our random stuff last week, and we watched the whole compilation of Linkara's Trouble review. If you know what that is.
I know who Linkara is. Trying to remember if I've seen that or not. That sounds familiar. I normally watch all of his History of Power Rangers. That's what I mostly watch of his.
Well, basically, Trouble was a 5-issue miniseries that was supposed to bring back the raunchiness romance comics, but it was written by Mark Millar, and basically it's about a summertime camp trip. Well, it's pretty much the flings and foibles of May Parker. I'm trying to remember who it was. It's basically Spider-Man's mother and father and their aunt and uncle. Okay. And it's about as cringe as you expect it to be.
All right.
If you like that, have you ever heard it's the podcast My Dad Wrote a Porno?
No.
If you like that kind of cringe stuff, you should go watch. It's this guy who him and his friend did a podcast where he found out years ago that his dad wrote like a porn series. And so they sat down and read it. It is the funniest thing I have maybe ever watched.
Yeah, I think it's like Ben and Richard Parker and Mary Jane and Aunt May, just shenanigans as teenagers in a summer camp that they work at, and it's all about trouble. That's about it.
All right. And then I guess we'll go to anime.
Joe's Anime Corner. Anime Corner. I watch a lot of anime, especially around this time.
And I'll go first. So I've been watching 2 different animes. I've been watching Attack on Titan. We're still in season 1. I have seen season 1 before, years ago, back when Netflix first got it. And then I stopped because I didn't have anything else. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a good time with Attack on Titan. It's depressing as hell, but I am enjoying it. So
Are you still in season 1? Or?
Yeah, we're still in season 1. We're in the final arc of season 1 when the female Titan shows up. And I know who she is and what she is, but I don't. I finished season 1 before, but I'm really enjoying it again. I'm also glad it's finally finished, so I can watch the entire series and be done with it. But it has its moments. It's fucking depressing.
I've read the manga, so I've seen a lot of the anime, but I got tired of waiting, so I'm like, I'm just reading.
Oh yeah, just finished in 2023. Like it started in like the anime in 2011, so I was surprised it took them that long to get it done. But
well, there was the final season. There was some controversy with how it ended, so they really sat down and tried to. I don't know what they tried to do with the anime that took so long. It pretty much ends the exact same way.
I know there's a movie too, but I don't know much about. I just am slowly getting around to it. But
which movie?
I don't know. I just know Crunchyroll advertises a movie for it. I don't know anything about it though.
I think that's just like the compilation of the final season. There's also the live action Netflix movies, which they could have been worse. I didn't mind them.
Okay.
Yeah, probably the saving grace is that they were probably done by a Japanese company, not American.
I just don't want to see a live action Titan.
Oh, they actually, they're as horrific as you might think they are.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to see it. I mean, they're terrible. Look, it's terrible what happens to these people. Like, it is so fucking depressing. Like, my mindset is okay. I can enjoy the show, but if I wasn't okay, I could not watch the show. And I'm surprisingly okay with our current political climate. Like, ooh, is it fucking dark?
Yeah, I think it's in season 1. I call it the Nicolas Cage Titan because there is one of those Titans looks exactly like Nicolas Cage.
I think I know what you're talking about. And then the other show I've been watching is Mobile Suit Gundam 0079. Watching that for the first time. That I am really, really enjoying. It's my first ever Mobile Suit show or Gundam anything, and I am just blowing through it. I'm in the 30s now. I'll have it finished easy by next month, but it is so good. Really, really.
What do you think of the Bright Slap?
The what?
The Bright Slap heard around the world.
Oh, that was dumb. That's all I gotta say. I know you're talking about when he gets slapped for Amuro gets slapped for that stupid officer because he wasn't listening to him or something. It was dumb.
Amuro is one in that.
He's 16 years old and he's murdered how many people at this point? Like he's allowed to be a little upset.
Amuro he's still one of the best heroes for Gundam, but man, he is such a all over the place character at times.
Fine for everything. I don't mind it.
I'm waiting till I'm trying not the part that I'm waiting for, and I'm trying not to say anything, but Char does something in one of the final episodes I'm waiting to see your reaction to because it is maybe the coolest shot of any Gundam ever. Yes,
I'll be there
what
soon.
I'm talking about. You'll know it when you see it.
Okay.
Yeah, Char with the coldest line in the earlier. Blame this on the misfortune of your birth.
Yep. Char is Amuro is the character the story is told through. In my opinion, Char is the main character of 0079. And I love Char, even though he's he has some turns through the rest of his tenure in a Gundam show, which is another 4 different series.
Yeah, his counterattack is legendary.
Oh yeah, Char's counterattack and that is actually going to be in theaters in March, and I really want to go see it.
Yeah, I need to do that.
The new Gundam movie is going to be in theaters on the 27th and 28th, and I'm going to go see that.
Yeah, G-Cucks or G-Quacks, I call it.
Mm-hmm. I want to see. I'm really excited to see that. I wish it was in English, but it's only going to be in Japanese.
Yeah, written by the guy from Ava and designed by the character designs by some of the new Pokemon people.
Yeah, Hideaki Anno, who did Ava, and I cannot think of the other people. They also did they did the suit designs for Ava.
That's all I got for my anime. Nate, do you have any anime to mention?
Oh yeah, I've been watching The Masked Singer. That's
not called my sir.
We're not. No, the only anime I've ever really gone into is Kill la Kill, which was forever ago. Then a little bit of One Piece, and then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I have not watched either of those in so long.
Okay. I just want to make sure I asked. All right, and John, Do you have some anime?
No, I have actually I've been meaning to start watching Dragon Ball Daima. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. That is the
Me
next
either.
thing on my list. Now that the English dub is like 8 episodes in, I think.
I'm waiting for it to finish before I start it.
Yeah, I want to watch that, and I want to watch Free Run. Those are kind of my two.
Yeah,
But I haven't watched anime in a while.
Yeah, I don't know if it was you guys or talked about the first 6 episodes of Daima I watched.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
But yeah, if you want to get to me, if you got nothing else.
John, is that all you got? Okay.
Yep, I have nothing.
Then Carson, you can close us out.
Yeah, as I said, I watched the first 6 episodes of Dragon Ball Daima, and it's really good. The animation, the story is really good so far. The interactions between all the little kids, all the little kids now, and how they're adjusting to their new life. Like Master Roshi is just ready to get back into the game. But yeah, the whole Goku going to the demon world and how that is shaking out and his quest from then on is looking really good. And the second anime I wanted to mention was another one I watched with another group. We watched Baki Neko, if you know what that is. It's a shortened version, but it's an elf woman discovers a cat who's really a behemoth monster and in the dungeon, and it's one of those animes where it's very ecchi, very trash. Yeah, it's trash, but it's the best trash. So it's basically it's basically a gallant knight falls into battle defeating a big monster, and then is reborn in another fantasy world as a behemoth, but he starts out as a little cat like behemoth, and the cat and him as the cat can assimilate spells and whatnot from other monsters like reincarnated as slime and whatnot, and he's basically is discovered by this big buxom ditzy an elf girl adventurer who goes into dungeons, and they have this big dungeon system that they go into, and she's like a bronze adventurer. So she discovers the little cat who's a knight who's also a behemoth, and takes him in, and shenanigans happen from there. And they meet very colorful set of characters, like the bartender guild leader is this stereotypical gay bondage guy who's really sweet and helpful and everything, and they meet a cat girl blacksmith who's buff and has muscles, and they all get together to it takes a while for the elf girl to realize that her cat that she found can do magic, and it's not a big hulking. But the knight is always afraid of being seen as a big scary monster if people found out who he really was. But he's a cute little cat who rides on the elf girl's chest when they go around, and gets a little set of armor to go out in, and shenanigans occur.
That's anime for you.
Yeah. I said it's trash, but if you can stand trashy anime, it's quality.
Okay.
It's in the same vein of like interspecies reviewers or a bunch of other stuff.
I know. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just funny and fun to watch.
All right, and that's all you got then?
Yeah, for full on anime.
All right, then we'll just wrap this up then. I think we kind of said everything. So we'll just go to plugs. And John, where can people find you at?
You can find me sometimes over on the Commander Lionheart channel whenever he streams.
And Nate.
Hey, you can find me on TikTok at Nate Does Comedy 79.
Have you done some more? I think last time we talked you did, which hasn't happened yet. Hey, TikTok's back on.
Yep, it's back, baby.
TikTok's back on the menu, boys. Yeah.
We can thank her for that, huh? Right? Uh-huh.
I will definitely do not. Will not.
And Carson,
Hey,
where
if
can we
that's
find
all
you
it
at?
takes.
Oh.
Never mind. I was gonna say, if that's what it takes to get rid of the Führer, I'll delete TikTok
I wish.
off my phone. Like,
Fucking wish. I have a timer that keeps track of how many days until we have someone else in office. So we got a while.
I'm on the Blue Skies, as Video Dragon 64. I'm on Facebook, whatnot, YouTube. here in the great halls of the games my mom found empire. So we're coming after you, America.
All right, if you enjoyed this episode, over 750 other episodes of this podcast, you can find we do movies, TVs, comics, video games, all sorts of content. If you want to hear all the other What Are You Playing, we do one of these every month for over 4 years now, I think I've been doing this, or 3, something like that. Or it might be coming up 4 years, I don't remember, but you will see all the episodes in the show notes that I can fit, so definitely go check that out. If you want to support the show, we do have Patreon. For those that vote in our Patreon polls, we have 1 to 2 polls a month. Great way to support the show, great way to affect the show. If you want to be on the show, if you want to chat with us, you want to suggest things that I will eventually get to, please join the Discord. It is free. I'm always happy to have new people chat with us, so you will see a link to in the show notes to that, too, of every episode, pretty much. So definitely go do that. I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Free. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And check out A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. Definitely go check out his show. He's on here quite often, too. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube audio only. Rate and views wherever you get your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say, so we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.